Hey everyone, this is Different Spectrums Podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Nazir Zerka. Go by Dr. Naz, licensed clinical therapist, social worker, group therapist, public speaker, and all that other crazy shit. I am humbly and excited to bring you onto the podcast to listen to us. We've got tons of pods. You can go back and look at our catalog with tons of beautiful guests, awesome guests, intelligent guests, magnificent people. Go check those out. But moving forward, I will be your host and only host, and really excited to bring you a new era of more personable, more self-help, more things to educate and bring to life the characters, movies, and shows in which we were originally supposed to do. So much appreciation for you guys following, listening, paying attention. Please like, share, so we can spread the word, so folks like me that are very authentic can get more clicks, likes, and just more people to listen and hear. I also want to bring attention to the intro, all the resources that we have in the link tree. Please go check those out. Remember, tons of free worksheets for you, friends, other therapists. There's assessments for ADHD, autism, anxiety. There's couples related stuff. There's coloring related stuff. It's all free. And plus I have a massive list of athletes, for those of you that love sports, of folks that have mental health related issues that have been collecting that. It's over 60 pages long. And I've been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now. So much appreciation, much love. And thank you for rocking with me. Enjoy the show, enjoy our guest, or just enjoy me running my mouth about whatever we're talking about today. Much love, y'all. And remember to take care of yourselves. And if you don't, we'll get you there. We'll get you there, homie. Peace.
Hola y saludos a
Tanti auguri e saluti.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
Since the dawn of time, humans have gazed at the stars and wondered, are we alone? Voyager is our attempt to find out. This intrepid explorer is on a mission, traveling farther than any human has ever gone, to the distant reaches of the cosmos and beyond. Voyager will never see those who made it again. It will drift on, solitary and alone. But maybe one day, distant worlds will receive its message, and Voyager will complete its mission, proving we aren't so alone after all.
Elio! Oh, Elio? Are you hurt? What happened?
Is life really out there to you, Olga?
What? Come on. You can't run away like that, Elio.
While you negotiate with the warlord, you need a temporary replacement. Can I trouble you for a DNA sample? Sure. Where do you want it? Wow. My first probe. World leaders such as yourself can't just disappear. Your planet would descend into chaos. That's what cloning clay is for. Whoa. Is this? Are you? Me? Rock, paper, black hole! Oh! Space is amazing! In you go! Sorry. It's a living. So, what is my motivation? What do you mean? Should I change anything or just stick with the low self-esteem and desperation to belong? What? I'm normal. Just be normal. No weird stuff, okay? Okay. Okay. Have fun! Intriguing Earth custom. Cool! I've never been a bargaining chip before. I've been a liability, a disappointment, a deduction. Yeah. Are we almost to my ship? Not far now. I've also been a pillow, an enigma, a problem, a headache. Oops! Little help, please. Lately, I've just been ignored. But now my dad's finally gonna pay attention to me. Do your parents pay attention to you? Well, my Aunt Olga doesn't care. With me out the way, she can do what she really wants. Like, be an astronaut or whatever.
She gave up being an astronaut or whatever for you? Wow, she must really love you.
No, she doesn't. But now I'm free to join the universe, which is where I belong anyway. And that's where... Noise! So everyone speaks Elioese on Earth? Nah, just me. And my parents. Or at least they did. My aunt's not into it. But I keep using it so I don't forget.
Did something happen to your parents?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know it's not the same, but my mom's gone a lot, fighting the blood wars. I miss her a ton. Sometimes it feels like Dad doesn't even want me.
I know what you mean. The only people who wanted me are gone. But I don't know. What if there's nothing about me to want? I thought Earth was the problem, but what if it's me?
Well, I like you. And you seem fine to me.
Oh, you brought your carapace.
I guess so?
But that's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has a flamethrower, circular saw, acid gun. I'll get to fight and conquer and kill and...
Gordon, do you not want to get into your carapace?
Yeah, I mean, kinda. Well, no. I've been pretending to want it, but I've been living a lie. Once I'm installed, I'll never get to play or swim or do anything. It'll be the worst.
But why didn't you say something?
Because all Hylerkians have to do it. It's tradition. And if I don't, my dad would hate me.
Gordon, you're not getting in there.
But I don't have a choice.
We'll figure it out. I don't know how, but... Oh, wait!
Your place here.
I could stay?
Yes!
This place is amazing, but Earth is home. I didn't give it a chance, but now I want to try. With you.
You sure?
We're family.
This isn't goodbye. It's just not yet.
We understand. You are unique, Elio of Earth, and unique can sometimes feel like alone. But you are not alone. Okay. Bye. I love you.
Okay.
I love you too. Let's go home.
Hey, so I'm Dr. Nas, and we are back. We just got to see about 4 or 5 scenes from Elio. I'll pick and select the ones afterwards based on the copyright stuff. And I'm kind of excited to do this one. Right, it's very cute. It's also kind of sad. One of my clients was like, Dr. Nas, you're going to cry. I cry at everything, bitch. What you talking about? She's like, yeah, I know, but it's sad. And I'm like, okay, I'll be okay, girlie. It's okay. So before we get started, I want to introduce that. We're doing another giveaway, obviously. So I want you to tag, the keyword will be Elio, and tag 2 people. And then I will 3D print an image from the movie and then send it to you. Or it'll be something space related because it's all about space. So if it's not Elio based, then it'll be space based. And then I'll send it out. Winners will probably be announced in probably sometime in August, not July. So I'll run back to that later. So getting into the pod. This is a Disney Pixar joint. It's going to be a little bit easier one to listen to as well, too. It follows this young little boy, Elio. He's 11 years old. It's all fucking sad. Tragically, his parents passed away. And so his auntie has to take care of him. And she works for like the military, but also a lot of space-related issues. And you see him just very obsessed with like the stars, the galaxies. Like there has to be something else out there. And you see that he like hides his way like into her work because she has to take him. The aliens contact Earth. Supposedly they send a message back to Earth. Everyone goes home. He is the one that sends the message back to the aliens. And then they abduct him peacefully, like later on. Specifically, they teleported his ass while he's getting the shit kicked out of him by a bunch of other kids that were bullying him for being different, being nerdy. Something to take mention of. The movie is about him, but also the little guy, Glordon, which is like a little worm-looking motherfucker that they all end up getting in these big-ass like robot suits. They kind of remind me of what was that movie called? Where they all get in the big ass like things and they fight all those fucking monsters in the ocean and shit. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Pacific Rim. It's kind of like Pacific Rim. Yes. But I forgot what the bots were called. There's a certain name for them. Whatever. So they're getting these big ass Megazord fucking Power Ranger looking things. And his father's like the emperor of like all these battle bot looking things, but all the little wormies get in it and then they suit up. But it's weird because the suit also has like these horrible pricklers on it that I don't know if it like gives them the powers or helps them with their neurons and like operates the robot beast itself. But you see the dad get about at the end and you see all the holes and the wounds in his body, which was like kind of gross. So it's about pretty much these 2 boys and having an adventure together while technically trying not to die from Glordon's dad. Kind of looks like Zurg also from Toy Story. Like, it looks like Zurg to me, but whatever. And them navigating not wanting to be like their family, but also wanting to find their own way, but also never really fitting in. So this show today is about being alone. So sad. And not fitting in. So sad. And I wanted to use these characters because my niece wanted me to watch this. This is the 3.5-year-old. This is one of her movies that she likes. I think it's really cool also. That's a little Puerto Rican kid, a little Boricua in there. I think that's pretty cool. And like the auntie's smart as shit. He's smart as shit. And all of his friends are like smart as shit. But I wanted to bring it up because you see immediately in the first scene that I show you that he's like at the planetarium. And you see him looking out at the stars and being amazed. And you can see like this special interest already forming. And the playfulness and the excitement and the curiosity. But then they're talking about maybe we're not alone. And he probably didn't already feel alone then. Maybe he did because his parents are gone, but not too much from society. And as you continue to get older, though, more and more different. More and more, he's not like the others. He's too nerdy, too smart, too extroverted or introverted. He's just too much of something. He's wearing a cape. He's got the moon boots on. He's always talking about space. He's always outside doing little things in the sand, trying to call the aliens. He's just different. And a lot of you that are listening and paying attention, and a lot of you that work with me, this is actually probably the number one thing that we report is interpersonal relationships and conflict. And technically the absence of that, the absence of interpersonal relationships and no conflict and just complete isolation. And so what we see is that it's probably the biggest thing I'm working on with my clients is that them either feeling abandoned by society or abandoned by their loved ones. And, maybe it's the parents that didn't affirm them correctly because the parents didn't know that. Most of you don't even know you're autistic. Neither did I. And as someone who's diagnosed later in life or self-diagnosed later in life, there's a lot of not the best, stuff that happens. And a lot of masking that happens and a lot of fake personalities that you have to put on. And then you don't really realize what's going on or why you're so burned out or miserable until very, very later on in life. And then also you start to see all these autoimmune disorders pop up, these physical ailments, gastrointestinal issues, right? Neuropathy, not PCOS comes from other things, but autoimmune issues. What's the one? It's neuropathy with the pain, but there's also the MS. Is it MS? No, fibromyalgia. That's the one a lot of my girlies have. Myalgia. And you start to see a lot of these things pile up. And they're like wondering what's going on, but it's the trauma from all the small cuts. And it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And you never really have a place to let it out. But then you never really realized that you were autistic and that it was all weighing on you so hard that you were taking the weight of your entire family and friends and context in the world. Ooh, tough. So, when we're looking at this, I think about the isolation that my clients have at a very early age in like elementary, middle school, high school, And you'll start to see these inappropriate relationships where like certain kids are doing certain things and then you're not necessarily doing it the right way or the perfect way. And so they'll laugh or make fun of you. They'll tease you. It goes a little bit further. You always feel like you're good friends with them, but then everyone else can tell they're not really good friends with you. So you think you're closer than what you actually are, but they're actually kind of teasing and hurting you. A lot of my clients will report this naivety towards what's going on, that their friendships are actually not the best. And they're sometimes being used, a lot of times being used. And so I look at young Elio and I feel like he's going to end up being in that position. It looks like he almost is in that position. Then he does start getting his ass kicked by one of the more masculine boys. And it's a very terrifying place to be. You start shutting down who you're talking to. You start shutting down emotionally, like mentally. You stop creating these friendships and you just start redacting yourself and your words and your verbiage and your emotions, because anything you do and see can be held against you in a court of law. Court of law is like emotional friendship, intimacy. And this causes a shit ton of depression, like a shit ton. And it greatly adjusts people's personalities moving forward. And we're not talking like attachment and avoidant. We're talking like the ways in which you show up with every human is now perverted from these instances. And maybe sometimes you'll be a chameleon like me and you'll latch onto some of the bad kids. And then your personality becomes like the bad kids, even though you're not. But like, this is the thing that all the kids are doing. So I guess is the right thing to do. That can fuck you up. But you got friendship, but is it really good friendship? Because now you feel like a turd, or you actually turn into a turd. That's fucking terrible. And then you're fucking shameful as shit later in life, unless your programming is already too deeply rooted. So when we're paying attention to Elio's story, we see that he is feeling abandoned by his family. Obviously, they pass, but specifically by his auntie, because she doesn't have enough time for him. She isn't investing in all his cool stuff. She isn't speaking the fake language that he speaks. She doesn't foster his creativity as she does. She actually does very good at all the things. And she loves him deeply. But it's not to the extent in which he needs, right? He needs more. But you can't give him more because she's also busy as shit trying to do like this thing and have her life. And like she's working her ass off and he's needing a bunch of shit. It's just not enough time. So he's feeling invalidated family-wise, and then also friendship-wise. So you see him want to run away. And then he gets abducted. And you see him trying to fit in and become the leader of Earth, and he has to go on these little excursions. And then he meets the little dude. And if we fast forward to some of the, like one or two of the funny scenes, like there's a clone scene that I put in there too, because the clone's like, oh, how do you want me to act? Like the depressed, fucking worthless version of you that's super anxious and like desperate? And he's like, no, just be normal. And he's like, but normal you's like kind of pathetic. I was like, oh, fuck, that hurts. So that's a funny scene, but also very accurate because the clone very much depicted what he feels. The thing that you don't question though is why does he feel that way? Like, why do you listening feel that way? Why is it so hard for you to connect with people in town? Why is it so hard for you to connect with people at work or at the gym? Why are you scared to go out in public? Why are you scared to use your voice? Why do you talk so much lower than everyone else? Why, it's hard for you maybe to understand when to jump in on a conversation. Maybe you're overwhelmed by all the people talking. Maybe you don't have any of the interest that the others do. Maybe all your friends are wifed up and have romantic partners and you're just solo dolo. And you've always been solo. And so you start to think you're, something deeply wrong with you. Not true. It's not true. Not true. And so we see Elio think that something is deeply flawed with him. And then he meets the little dude, Glorian. And he's kind of annoying. Definitely has like ADHD vibes. Sorry, I'm yawning so much. I am tired. It's 1. I usually shoot these at like 1, 2 in the morning, but it's been a long day. And we actually go on vacation tomorrow. We start vacation tomorrow. This is the last thing I have to do. Then I can edit it, and then I can get it all ready for pre-production later on, post-production. And so you see him meet Gordon, and he like wants to be this warrior like his dad, supposedly. And he's talking about all his muscles. And look at my muscle. Look at my back muscles. I literally love Gordon. He might be one of my favorite characters in Pixar right now. He's just a ball of joy. He literally makes me so fucking happy. And you fast forward to them sitting, like kind of kicking it like over this pond. And Elio talks about, no one wants me. No one cares about me. My auntie doesn't want me. She's not my family. She's got her own stuff to do. Obviously not understanding and noticing all the things that she does do for him. Gordon goes, it's okay, dude. I like you. It's like, oh my God, no! He's like, I think you're a good guy. I think you're pretty cool. I tell this to my clients all the time. I'm like, kid, there's good people out there. How do you know? So why do you think I know there's good people out there? And they go, because you exist? I said, no, kid. And I just point at them. They like won't talk, and I stay pointing at them. This is a smart fucking kid with a PhD. I said, because you exist. And then you see them wanting to cry. I know there's good people because of all my clients. You're everywhere. And then she goes, but where are they? I said, their autistic asses are probably hiding in their house with their hobbies and special interests, staying away from all the other people because they're fucking scary and terrifying and judgmental. They're probably chilling in their house. And so we're slowly trying to make friends, whether it be at work or the gym or school. And we try to just put ourselves out there to meet people, but it's fucking scary. I've got some clients that don't even like going outside because when they go outside, it's mostly obligations from people that they know, coworkers, or they're being used in some way where there's some type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not obligation, not strings attached. We just talked about it in the last podcast. Conditions. There's some type of condition towards the friendship in which they have to do to like earn the friendship. And I got folks that are like, I don't know what to do, man. I'll be like, okay, maybe we can try this. There's a couple of people that we can talk to that you're getting close to. One of my boys just sent me a reel like, hey man, like, I think it's fucking stupid when like therapists or, you know, or some folks, even you try to push me to join these clubs. Like, I don't feel good in these clubs. I don't fit in these clubs. I said, bitch, you going to neurotypical clubs. Go hang out at the autistic ass club. Like, you will fit in there. You're just not going to the divergent ones because you aren't admitting that you're divergent to other people and you continuously act neurotypical, and neurotypical you doesn't have the best of fucking friends. Autistic you probably has some great fucking friends, but you still have a lot of self-hatred because you believe other people will judge you and thus you judge yourself. So it's shit or get off the pot. I can't help you with it. You have to figure out that this is your identity. This is who you are. That's okay. If people don't like you, they can go fuck themselves. Or you continue to do what you do, and you'll always be worried that people will find you out. And you'll continue to fake it. Which is not an existence I would advise for any of you. Is to tell the people that you think you're getting close to, like, who you are, what your identities are. Well, how do you think? How do you maneuver life? Have real conversations about these things. I guarantee you they'll love it because then they get to unmask as well too. And maybe you can teach them that they're probably autistic too if they're talking to your autistic ass. And a lot of my clients will be in this situation where they feel incongruent. I've had clients talk about where, you know, they were gossiping, everyone talking about all these different identities at work and like this person's like this. And then one of my kids goes, what do they say about me? And then they told them what they said about them. And they're like, fucking hell. They said that they were weird. They said that they were awkward. That people didn't know how to like talk to them. And so a lot of people avoid them. And they're like, this is my worst fucking nightmare. This is my worst fucking nightmare. That would be Elio. 100% is that people do not engage with him and avoid him because he's the kid that parents died, or he's the weird kid with space and dresses fucking weird. They're not going to talk. And then you have Gordon that looks like he's trapped away in the castle, expected to be one thing, and you see him talking after the dad lands and they're at the pond still. And he starts crying. He says, I don't want to become a warrior. Because if I become a warrior like my mom and dad, like I'll never get to play again. I'll never get to do this again. I'll never get to be happy again. I'm just going to have to murder people and conquer people. Like, I don't want to do that. So the young boy feels different than everyone in his race. Feel different than everyone in your race? My guy, that's intense. So you look at these two characters and that they're bonding and loving each other and showing up for each other. And you see Elio protect Gordon. And you see Gordon protect Elio at the pond. And you just see like this beautiful friendship of two humans just being in pain and hurting. That want to see each other win. To be happy, to be peaceful. And so eventually, They end up talking to the father, the emperor, wherever the fuck he is. Pause. They do talk to him, but what you notice is that Elio thinks that his auntie doesn't notice that the other clone is a clone. But you notice pretty quickly, like almost immediately, that it was different. You didn't see it towards the end, spoiler alert. But she knows because she pays attention. She knows the boy. She deeply loves the boy. You see the emperor dude. He also knew immediately that it wasn't his son, that it was a clone because he loves his son. He's a great father. You see him being triggered early in the movie because the boy called him possibly a bad father. He's like, I fucking love my kid. So you see the father know it's not his kid because he knows his kid doesn't want to be a warrior. So you see the father create the biggest shame ever. He takes off his pseudo armor and saves his son who's dying. And he loves his son who's dying. That was a good fucking dad moment. You see the auntie do all this shit to find her family, her chosen family. And she's burned out, she's scared, and she's worried, and she just loves the boy. Even though maybe he doesn't see it, and maybe Glordon doesn't see it, but the family does love you. But if you can't be fully yourself, then right, that makes you feel unloved and incongruent. And so we have these special moments where Elio is being chosen. I wanted to pick the scene where he's with the, whatever the fuck they are, the Galactic Empire. I don't fucking know who they are. A bunch of weird looking aliens. And that's when like you finally meet a bunch of autistic people or ADHD people, anxious people, traumatized people, black people, brown people. You finally meet your people. Some of you will have it. I've had it multiple times. And you just feel so good. Like, this is it. Why are we vibing right now? I remember I was flirting with some girlie in the gym I told you guys about. Like, are we fucking vibing right now? Like, we're vibing really good. She was probably called the police on me, but that's a joke. It feels really good to like vibe with someone. And you're like, holy shit, I could actually be me with this person. Holy shit, I can be me with this therapist. I can be congruent with who I am internally. Say it. I asked a girlie the other day, I said, sometimes I just talk shit with you. She said, what do you mean? I said, I know you have a lot of hard days, and sometimes I think I take it upon myself just to make you smile. She goes, yeah. I just want to make sure that you smile, man. I know life is hard, it's thrown a lot at you. And it takes a while for you to warm up in therapy. And I think you're like nervous sometimes. She's like, I'm never anxious to meet you. I'm always happy to meet you. But I don't know what to say sometimes. I was like, I don't know, because your autistic ass just stares at me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, you do. Or she'll just smile. It's the most beautiful thing. And so it takes a second for us to warm up. In there, we talk about some easy stuff first. Then we dig, and then you usually hit the big emotions towards the end. And then we trauma informed, make sure we sew things up and end them on a very positive and structural manual on what they need to do. And then just some light teasing, just being playful, and then just prepping for the next day and the meals and all that stuff. So I do that with a lot of clients. There'll be a warm up. There'll be diving into the agenda. There'll be a dive into the emotions, thoughts, and feelings, some of which could be traumatic. And then there'll be a strategic plan for the next few days. And then there'll be a calm cool down to where we can regulate and then we get out. That's how I do my therapy practice. And if you were to watch those two talking at the pond, you just kind of vibe and talking, right? And then it continues to peak. And then there's a strategic thing that you're going to do that Elio did to make sure that he protected him, right? Strategic. That's usually how I go, up, then down, to make sure they're taken care of and fed emotionally, mentally. They have a plan, and they know what they're going to do. They'll be like, nah, as a therapist, you're not supposed to tell them what to do. Oh, yeah, this is agreed upon agenda, and they can mold it and morph it however the fuck they want. But I need them to have something tangible to execute on. You'd be surprised at how having some type of outline of what to do on that day and the next day and tentatively throughout the week helps. I'm not saying you're writing the shit down. I'm just saying that we have a plan. And it's up to you to go execute the plan. And if you have trouble with that, you send me a fucking text message and then we figure it out. We adapt it. Therapy isn't always just feelings and emotions. Sometimes it's about actually helping them get shit done. Help get it done. Be strategic. Social work that shit. Do they need fucking insurance? Help them apply for insurance. Do they need help with like cleaning and putting their clothes away and doing their laundry and brushing their teeth? Well, you can help them strategically, like plan out what they're going to do and how. Maybe they're going to do the shit while you're in therapy with them. Therapy can look all different ways. And to be affirming, it can look every way. In group therapy, when it's online, people can walk around, they can stim, they can do whatever the fuck they want. They can cook, they can fold their clothes. I don't care. Doesn't really matter to me. As long as we're locked in and we're talking and you're good, we're good. And if it's in group, long as they don't find it disrespectful and you're listening, I'm good. So we see these knuckleheads find peace within each other and heal with the emotional intimacy of each other. And then you see Elio not needing to be accepted by all the other aliens. Right? He doesn't need to be like the ambassador anymore. It is called the intergalactic community. That's what it's called. He ends up telling them, you know what, I'm going to stay with my auntie because she loves me and she's my family. And then I do have a place on earth and it's with her. But it's also with you guys. And you see Glorden just cry as they hug and say goodbye, and he's just crying. It's a beautiful time. When you finally find you people after years of suffering without it, after thinking that you were terrible and alone, worthless, horrible, horrible, horrible feeling. When you finally find your people, it's fantastic. Then to have to leave them, horrible. But he was going to do it with his auntie, in which they had a very, very deep connection because she knew and understood that clone wasn't him. And then it turns out that she actually did learn the foreign language that he created. And you're like, yeah, she did. It's awesome. Finding friendships as an adult is extremely difficult. I've been working with a lot of clients with this. So it's not about romantic partners. We can talk about that in a second. But like, for all of you, help me out. Where do you find friends? Fortnite? Minecraft? McDonald's parking lot? It's a drug deal. No, real shit. Like, where do you guys find friends? I like to send them, if there's like an intramural related thing, a gym related thing, if there's any type of like book clubs that they can join, if there's any type of walking or riding or swimming clubs in town, there's always like those beer leagues for softball. I like to do a lot of exercise related stuff, right? There's different yoga that they can join. I like to see if there's anything that's about their culture, ethnicity, that they can join that, or some type of, ethnic related thing. There's usually the church community that they can try. Sometimes you'll see, or like things, communities in workplaces, right? For specific subsections, whether it be queer folks, brown folks, women. After that, it gets kind of tough. It's like, where do you meet folks at? Do you just go to the bar? Like, I'm not a bar girly. So I try to get people to do like the meetup things. I try to get them to go to like festivals, like different engagements that are in town. But like, it's really tough. Like, I feel like most people meet at work. They either meet at work or some type of gym related thing. But if you don't like to do either one of those things, and then where the fuck do you meet people? So then we try to go online to find people, and not like, a Tinder type online, like finding online communities and doing stuff with them, playing video games with your homies that are online, right? But that's the toughest one, is where do my adults, 23 to 45, where do they find people? And when you find them, how do you trust them? What personality do you show them? That's a very difficult question. When it comes to dating, if you're trying to get some, huna nana, some booty juice, some, as my mother would say, pingalingy. You're trying to get the nookie. Then you can go on like Tinder and Bumble and Hinge and bigbooties.com or whatever you got to go to. Farmers only. I think there's one for redheads only too. My girls said that. Gingers only or some shit like that. I don't know. I know there's a Muslim one too. I've seen that. One of my clients told me about that. But we've seen a lot with these apps that it's actually made mental health like way worse. And we've seen the statistics for, man, is actually extremely bad. So I think you have to swipe right, 1,000 times to go on one date. No, 100 times. It wasn't 1,000. It must have been 100 times. After 100 swipes, there might be one date. So astronomically low chances for my dudes to get dates. The apps are also created to keep you not finding like a good person. So the algorithms aren't there to help you find like the one. It's there to just help you continuously be on the app, and it just feeds you like a bunch of shitty people instead of the people that probably actually are destined for you. So the algorithms are not there to help you. So my clients are right. The apps suck. All of you, I guarantee you, will tell me the apps suck. And they're only really good for like a very small percentage of people. But then again, how do you date? Because if you're not going to bars, I ain't going to a fucking bar. Where do you find the people? Through friends. Through certain things in town, work. But the apps are where most people find each other. And I've got a lot of clients that are dating folks from apps, and some are married, and a shit ton of them that, they have sex and that's it. Or they just meet up and that's not it. They don't feel good. They don't like it. So it's easier probably to find intimate partners, but where do you actually find deep connections? I have no idea. If you guys got answers for this, how do you find friends, and how do you date? You date on apps? Like, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? Because my other autistic folks, my other ADHD folks, my other hella anxious folks, my folks that have just been working on their careers and grinding, they don't know where the fuck to meet people. I don't fucking know. Because I don't fucking meet people. Meet people who work in the gym, but I mean, that's it. I'm not like deep friends with these people because I got friends. So I don't know where people meet people. I think that's like a difficult thing these days. And I feel like I've seen a lot of autistic content saying they're trying to help people engage with people and start like these parallel play things and different things like that, that are easier to do than like huge group settings or outings. Valid. Sounds fucking awesome. Oh, I got some clients that meet people through Pokemon Go. How about that too? There's also theater. There's also, I tell a lot of people to volunteer. They're like, well, I got time. If we volunteer, then we were probably going to meet some really good people. Like, shitty ass people don't volunteer. Maybe they're running the nonprofit, but normally the people that are volunteering are people doing it out of the kindness of their heart. Sometimes they're obligated to. I like to tell people to do that. I think that it's very beneficial all the way around for everyone. But also, there's probably some good ass people in there. But to find friends, extremely difficult. For those of you that have the trauma wound from being young, I would love to know. That way people could see it in the comments on Instagram and YouTube. Can confirm. Had a lot of horrible friendships when you were young, or no? Let me know. How did you navigate friendships when you were younger? And then how are you finding people now? So was this shit terrible back then? Yes or no? And then how are you finding people now? How did you engage? Because whatever you write down will help probably tons of people that are listening to this. Tons of people. So much appreciated in advance for that. It'd be really cool if we can start a community of folks that listen to the pod and engage with the pod. Maybe I can get all you guys in like one little fucking server. And then we can start that as like a small community of like friendly people to talk to each other. That are kind, considerate, divergent, and I'm sure a lot of girlies. So, just thoughts. We're going to pivot back to Elio. Sorry, Glorden. The scene with his dad was magnificent. You see the dad shed his exoskeleton from his war battle stuff. And you see him not only swaddle his child, but also like sing to him as well too, and like love him and hold him and squish him tight. That was unexpected. That was unexpected to the dad be like, kid, I already know all these things about you, kiddo. I still love you, man. It was unexpected. I did not see that turn of events happen. I'm not sure if that's the norm for most people. I do believe that a lot of parents do truly and deeply love their kids, but they're pushing their kids in certain ways in which the kid doesn't want, and they're just trying to protect them. We'll talk about, what did I just watch? Oh, there it is. Master of the Universe. Can't wait to do that movie. I just got to watch it with my niece and my brother, and you see the dad like, I didn't hate you, kiddo. I didn't want you to be something else. I just was trying to make you stronger. The world's so mean to people like you. Small, sensitive, kind. A lot of parents try to do that. Sometimes it goes too far. I know the limits with my clients, right? I don't let it go too far. But I do need you to be stronger. But we also sometimes need the families or adults or mentors or therapists to be softer. It's a complicated thing to toe. We're also going to do some dad-like stuff when it comes to How to Train Your Dragon. So some of my clients reported that when I do this, it's a lot about what other people want you to be. We've talked about that a lot lately. I'm starting to realize that theme is more and more and more ever present. But I wonder why no one's actually making the changes to modify their behaviors. So I know the adults are watching this shit, but then they still push their kids to do all these things like very controlling, very specifically. So then they're not paying attention. I'm sure the kids are watching it, but they don't maybe realize it's happening in their day-to-day life. That the parents are like pushing all these things. They don't feel comfortable talking back to the parent because the parent loves them. They don't want to upset them. They don't want to burden them. They don't want to disappoint them. And so you kind of just get stuck and doing things you don't want to do. And then you pigeonhole yourself and you realize that this is the shit you've never wanted to do. And then you're like miserable as fuck. And you're like, I wonder why. Because you never got to make any of the choices that you wanted. That's probably why. And you probably avoided some of the friends in which you wanted, but you didn't because they were doing the other things in which maybe your parents didn't agree with. And so you saw that as futile or gluttonous or stupid or worthless, or there was no production value in it. And so you didn't engage with those people, friends, and hobbies because you were instructed not to. And that's what you believed. And so that did make you avoidant. That did make you cold. That did make you probably resentful, imperfectionistic, and obsessive compulsive. And I have to teach a lot of clients that are autistic, my autistic women, on how to relax. How to calm the fuck down. Not everything has to have meaning. Not everything has to have value to it. Not everything needs to be monetized. That's a tough one for a lot of my girlies to figure out. And a lot of my high achieving just individuals in general. And I could see someone like Elio and Glordon family being exactly the same. I don't know about Elio's parents, but I know that his auntie's highly successful and strong and she gets shit done. And obviously homeboy's dad is fucking taking over worlds and universes and murdering everyone. He's highly fucking successful. A conqueror, colonizer. Jesus Christ. He's a white man. Oh my God. And there's a lot of expectations to follow in that. And a lot of my kids don't want to. But then they're forced to. So then you adapt. Then you realize later that this was not the move. What are the choices that you want to make? Again, I've been talking about this in the pod, right? The Iron Claw pod. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this before or after this. But be the person you want to be. When you get into your later 20s and your 30s, you need to be making the choices now. And this is your show. There's actually no excuses. There's no excuses about who you want to be. Your family's no longer in control of you. The only thing that controls you is your economics and if you have other loved ones that you need to take care of. But you get to finally act the way you want to and be congruent to yourself. Hopefully you can do it sooner. Hopefully you find someone like these two knuckleheads that allow you to do that with them and that like feeds and nourishes your spirit. It allows you the juice to continue on. I love like the friendships like this, very cute, very cuddly. I feel like a lot of us do have that, but a good majority of us also don't. I feel like that's an oxymoron. Most of my clients are struggling with, Nas, will people ever love me? And as soon as I get friends, I feel like they always hate me. Nas will ever have a partner that will love me. And I'm autistic. So why would they ever want to date me? I'm too autistic. I'm too weird. I'm too much. I'm too high maintenance. I have too many emotions. Why would they ever? I am not worthy of their love. And I hope that's not you, but I guarantee a good majority of you will feel that way. And I would continue to advise you that there's plenty of reasons for people to love you, to engage with you, to want you, to be with you, to laugh with you. And you just have to find those people. Where are they? I don't fucking know. But I know they exist because you exist. And you're sweet as pie listening to this pod. Sweet as pie. I really hope you can learn to take care of yourself, even though I know folks were supposed to help you do that and you never fully learned how to do it because they never really did it. I really want you to find ways and write it down or comment or strategically put it in that brain of yours of how you can show up for yourself in the smallest of ways over the next 2 days. Over the next 2 days, hopefully longer. Can you make 1 to 2 better choices per day? Next 2 days, 2 better choices on how to be better for you. I didn't want to go see the movie the other day, Master of the Universe. I did, but I had a lot more work to do. But also I needed to take a break, and so I took a 2-hour, 3-hour break to go see the movie and to hang out and just not do work. I'm doing my best to force myself to make better choices every day, to take breaks, small breaks, drink more water, take little time outs. I'm indulging in a little bit more sweet treats here and there, right? And watching my diet in other ways. I'm doing things that are good for me. So I deserve it. And I need to let off the gas. I need to let off the gas. All right, everyone. This will be a little bit of a shorter pod. I'm pretty tired, but I'm definitely wanted to talk about this, and I love the little guy. And I got the same body as Glordan, and I think I've been working on my muscles too. So much appreciation for all of you. I know a lot of you are struggling with this. You are not alone. Please help me help others. How do you find friends? Where did you find them? If you're adults, how do you find them? What would be your suggestions from other humans that I work with? And also, how do you find folks to date as well too? Like, how's that happened for you? How's that worked out for you? Or tell me what hasn't worked, and then I can pass that on. Comment on YouTube and Instagram. And actually, you can comment on Spotify as well too. Much appreciation, much love. Take care of yourself, folks. I'll see you when I come back from vacation, long as I make it and survive. I'm happy to post some content over the next few weeks. I assume all of you that see this will see some of the content. Just be pictures of me, my brother, and my niece checking out really cool national parks around America. Take care of yourselves. And if you don't, we'll get you there. Real soon. We'll get you there real soon. Peace, homies.